Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good people. Yeah, you know what it is. Hard worker, scrappy, unfiltered, and sometimes unhinged football content. Hard to explain, but you know it when you see it. Doing it daily our way. I don't know what you're talking about right now. Redraft and Dynasty Fantasy Football, we got you covered. You know their defense is ranked like 31st in the NFL? NFL draft prospects and rookies? Now you know you in the right place for that.
Absolutely.
All right, then stop saying it. Then we're done. And prop bets with my man Jay Rich.
Count that money, man.
Now wipe the crust out of your eyes, get you a cup of coffee. It's time to wake your ass up with Ray G. You honestly are making absolutely no sense and you sound silly as hell. Good morning, 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 good people. It is Monday. Oh, Wednesday, not Monday. Lord have mercy. Wednesday, October the 19th, 2022. Y'all decided to wake y'all asses up with Ray G. For that, I appreciate you. Hey, I'm a little blurry. Let's get me clear here. I'm still a little blurry. There we go. What's going on, y'all? I'm still kind of blurry, but hey, Jay, they in here talking about us being late again. I gotta tell y'all, listen. There are some technical difficulties in the GQ household. It is 37 degrees outside today, and I have no clue, Jay. The upstairs heater's working, but downstairs like it's on, but it's not coming on. So it's like mad cold in the house.
So it's
right
like
now.
code red for y'all in Texas, I guess.
Dude, it is scary hours down here right now. This is serious business, man. It's a high of 67. We're trying to pump the heat, and I could hear it. Like I hear that the system is on, but there's no heat coming out. So I don't know what's going down, dog.
That's not good, man.
No.
I don't know what that's like. I don't even know what 67 and 37 are. That sounds pretty cold, though. It was about 3 degrees Celsius this morning, right? So that's probably...
I don't even know what that is.
30-something? Probably about 30-something. But is it get that cold for you guys this early in the year?
Bro.
October, I thought, was still pretty mild for you guys.
We had a freeze warning thing come through yesterday, and it was just like, hey, freeze on deck. And then we wake up, and legit, man, it's 37 outside. So... we're trying to figure out what the hell's going on with the downstairs, the heater unit. And I hear it. Like, I went and turned the breaker, all kinds of stuff. But good to be here. Good to be here. What's up, everybody? We got in the building. Nick in the building. We got D.O., 7 Gold Rings, Fizzle Dollars, Lindsey Mack. Tell them, Lindsey Mack, the more they complain about us being late, the later we just get. Ben Mason in the building. B. James. Ricardo. Man, it's a good group in here today. Mike A. What's going on? My Lakers took an L last night, Mike Anderson. I don't know what to do, man. Dynasty Barry. Todd Eclair in the building. Chase. It's going to be a good show. Jay, how you doing this morning, man?
I'm good. Like you, man. Up late last night watching the Lakers get thumped. But they did make a small comeback, so credit to them. They didn't roll over. And for all the flack I give Russell Westbrook, he actually played pretty good. He played pretty good. He was efficient, so I'll give him that credit for that. But we'll see how that works out. I didn't know he had a hamstring injury though. He said that apparently he aggravated it a little bit in the last preseason game,
Bro,
and it's because he came off the bench.
Ain't nothing wrong with Russ.
He kind of got on Darvin Ham because he's like, I started my whole career. Now I'm coming off the bench. I don't know what to do.
He didn't even come off the bench. He started. So I don't know what they were talking about. He was starting last night. Ain't nothing wrong with Russ. Russ is bad, though. That's not good. Russ is bad. But, man, we got a good show today. We're going to talk some Week 7 storylines, Jay. We got some Dynasty trades we want to talk about. Stop it, Mike. Mike said Russell Westbrook comeback season. No.
Mike, we've been there. We talked about it, and Ray said he's not doing that again. So he learned his lesson. I'll just say that. He learned his lesson.
Yeah, I'm not doing that again, man. Not doing that again. But, Jay, you want to just get into it, straight facts, roll into it, and let's get it?
Straight facts, baby. Let's do it with me.
All right.
We'll do it together.
The biggest news in the world of sports. Covered and brought to you by one man, Jordan Richards. This is Straight Facts, presented by Michele Adoro.
Jay, shout out to our partners, Michele Adoro Coffee. Got the Brooklyn Blend this morning. They sponsor Straight Facts. Go get you some of that Michele Adoro Coffee. Use the promo code WAKEUP, 10% off. It's hot, it's delicious, it's smooth, it's good.
So good.
Michele Adoro, there we go. But let's get into it, Jay. What's going down in the world of football? Talk to me.
So we got Thursday Night Football this week, right? We have the New Orleans Saints and the Arizona Cardinals. One of the biggest storylines, I think, has been James Conner and Darrell Williams potentially being out again versus the Saints. Obviously, you did your film session on Rondale Moore, so that is out now for people who don't know. Go and check that one out. A really exciting player, obviously. And I think it's funny. We talked about Elijah Moore versus Rondale Moore in the pre-draft process, and it's looking like you're going to win this battle after early. It wasn't looking so good for you.
Rondale's looking good.
He's looking good. So Eno Benjamin is looking like he could be the projected starter again. Obviously, he saw, I think, upwards of 20 opportunities in the last game. So we could see that again as the workhorse back for the Arizona Cardinals because James Conner and Darrell Williams didn't practice again today. But that's kind of a smaller story. The big story I want to talk about, Ray, and I didn't even think this was possible, Christian McCaffrey potentially going to the Rams? With what draft capital are they going to get Christian McCaffrey? He's potentially going to the Rams, the 49ers. We've heard the Bills are interested. What the hell? First of all, why are the Rams trying to compete, right? Can we give them a little bit of an intervention?
I don't get it. I honestly don't.
Do they really have a chance, even if they get Christian McCaffrey?
So the report was the Rams are looking for multiple first-round picks, which they're not going to get that, right? But they're probably looking for a first or so.
The Panthers, right?
Panthers, right?
Yeah.
The Rams don't even have that to give up.
Yeah.
They don't even have a first-round pick, and running back is the least of their concerns. When you look at that team, I'm not looking at them saying, God, they really need a Christian McCaffrey.
Wish they had a running back,
Yeah, they really need – no, man. They need offensive line help. They need defensive help. They need more O-line help. They just lost their left tackle. Joe Noteboom is out for the year with the torn Achilles tendon. They need linemen. They don't need Christian McCaffrey. I don't think that would be good for Christian McCaffrey for us in fantasy in LA. I know the idea seems cool, and we're thinking about like the Rams of last year and the Rams of the Todd Gurley age, but there's no Andrew Whitworth on that offensive line. There's no Roger Saffold on the offensive line. I don't know who's there. That's not what they need. I don't want to see that happen, Jay. That would be worst case.
It doesn't make
scenario for us
sense.
in fantasy.
You know, they've been trying every year, right? Every year they kind of go all in. They find new pieces. They get Odell Beckham. They, trade for Von Miller. They go to the Super Bowl. And this year, if they try to do that again, I just don't really see how it's going to work out in their favor.
James, if Noteboom sucked, God bless whoever's stepping in for him. Because if he was that bad, right, their worst option, God bless the guy that's got to come in and back him up. This is not where you want Christian McCaffrey to go. I honestly don't even think the 49ers, I don't want him to go there either.
Really?
Not really, man. Buffalo is the ideal situation for me. Send him to Buffalo. It seems like they're not as serious as other teams based on the reports that we saw. But the Rams ain't it, man. I don't want to see him see. I don't want to see CMC on the LA Rams at all, man. Hopefully we don't have that. Hopefully that doesn't come to fruition.
And then the other report, I don't know if you saw this one as well, but apparently the Kansas City Chiefs restructured Travis Kelce's contract a little bit to make some cap room there. So them obviously looking to make a potential move as well. Yep. I'm not sure exactly what they'd be looking for. Could be a pass rusher.
Brian Burns.
Well, of course. Yeah,
Brian
people are talking.
Burns.
Yeah, linebacker obviously would be a big one for them.
Edge
People are saying
rusher.
wide receiver, DJ Moore. Yeah, right. That's not going to happen.
Brian Burns.
But yeah, if they can get him, because the Panthers did initially say that they didn't want to trade him away, right? But that was interesting to see them making cap room, them making moves. But Ray, I do want to talk a little bit about Monday night. Not about the game, because the game was awful.
We got to
again.
get into it, man. We got to get into it.
But looking at what happened again with Russ, starts off 10 for 10, then goes 3 for 17 or something. It's very concerning to see what's happening with Russell Wilson. I almost said Russell Westbrook there. Wow. They're looking a lot more the same every single week. But who are you blaming for this situation? Russ apparently now has a hamstring injury, getting an MRI. I don't believe we have anything conclusive yet. He's day-to-day. Nathaniel Hackett. Seems every day Nathaniel Hackett gets blamed for more and more. What are we doing with Denver? Do you want anybody on Denver now? Is there any hope for this team who has arguably the best defense in the league and still has the worst offense in the league?
Is there hope? Sure. But I always say hope is the number one killer of fantasy rosters. Just sitting back hoping. I hope it gets better. I hope it gets better. I hope it gets better, right? I don't know who to blame. I think it's partly Russ. It's partly Hackett. He just looks bad. I didn't even watch the rest of that game. I tried. And I woke up and saw that he threw for 15 yards in the second half in halftime. 15
overtime, yeah.
In OT. How does that I'm still just bewildered that you can be an NFL quarterback 15 yards, Jay.
That's crazy.
Bro, do you understand?
How?
In 30 plus minutes of football, he threw for 15 yards.
Yeah. It's on.
You got to say it out loud multiple times to really 15 yards.
But you think about you think about all the quarterbacks in the NFL, all of them, as bad as some of these quarterbacks are. We talk shit about Carson Wentz. We talk shit about Sam Darnold, some of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL. PJ Walker. These motherfuckers are not throwing for 15 yards in a quarter and a half.
15.
Not happening.
Not a quarter and a half. Second half in overtime. 15 yards.
38 minutes. And
here's the thing with Russ, man.
Who do you blame?
I really continue to say that because that blows my son's Pop Warner team. They're throwing for more than 15 yards in a game. These are kids that look like bobbleheads. The pads, the helmet's way too big for them. And they can go throw for more than 15 yards. You got Judy, you got Sutton, you got Dolchich, you got this is wild, man.
Yeah.
And they gave up 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, and I think there was some other draft compensation in there. Then gave him $160 million guaranteed, $240 million contract, and they can't do anything until after the 2025 season.
Yep. And he's the second highest paid quarterback in the NFL.
What are you... Dude! James asked in the chat, would you trade a late 23 first for Russell Wilson right now? Would you give up your 23 first for Russ right now?
I mean, maybe. It depends, because I think, Ray, the more concerning part, right, is I believe we are 100 touchdowns less than we had 2 years ago.
Yep.
Or no, last year, and 110 of 2 years ago when we had our, I think, the NFL high in touchdowns. So scoring is down, way down.
Yeah.
And quarterback play is bad.
It's bad.
I don't even think you could say it's average. It's bad. It's really bad right now.
We're up here and we're getting excited over T-Law's 170, It is 170
right? So
yards.
That's what I'm saying. We're talking about what we traded first for Russ. It's like, well, Russ has been bad, but so have a lot of quarterbacks. Like Aaron Rodgers has been bad. Tom Brady hasn't been that great for where you want to be expecting him to be. Matt Stafford's bad. Like we can talk about all these quarterbacks who've been bad. And so just getting close to that top 12 in terms of production, you're praying you have a quarterback that good. Like we've been talking this year so much about get your stud quarterbacks, hold on to them. They are the holy grail because of what we've seen this season and how bad quarterback play has been. Late round first, I think I would have to consider it. If you're really desperate, I don't see how they can't go up, right? Like I forget how many plays. I think it was 4 or 5 drives in a row. Run, punt, right? Melvin Gordon was benched in the game. for whatever reason. He doesn't know why. Nathaniel Hackett said, I think yesterday, we need to use all our 3 running backs every game. We need to keep them in the rotation, whatever the hell that means. Yet you're benching your starting running back. I don't know. Latavius Murray's getting run. Mike Boone is coming in playing pass pro. I don't know what to do with the Broncos. I think to your point, they can be better, 100%. They can be a better team, especially with that number 1 defense. They force a lot of punts. They just need to get things going. And I think it's one thing we're noticing this season as well is not just that quarterbacks have been bad, but when you get these quarterbacks off script, that's when you really notice how bad they've been this year. Is, the first little bit, they start off kind of hot. They're on the play script from the game sheet, and all of a sudden they have to start making their own plays and making their own reads, and it's like they can't even do it. But I do want to transition to the other side of the ball.
Wait a minute. You don't transition until I get this off. Because here's the thing. Russ isn't going anywhere. They're stuck with him, right? And he's guaranteed some job security at least for the next 3 years. So to your point, there is only room to go up. Would I trade a 23 first for him now? No, I wouldn't do it now. There's no need to do it now. Because nothing's going to change between now and the end of the season. I don't think anything is going to change with that offense from now to the end of the season. They're gonna find if he doesn't get IR this week, they'll find a miraculous injury when he shits the bed next week, and then they'll put him on IR, rest him, let the season go up in smoke. I just wouldn't make that move right now. I'm not giving up an asset that's only going to accrue in value over time, over the next 6-7 months, for an asset that's going to decrease in value. That just seems like a not a smart trade to make today. If you want Russell Wilson, you can probably get him much later. Get him in the offseason. Get him after the combine. Let your 23 first accrue value. There's no way in hell I would recommend somebody doing that right now. Absolutely not.
But if you're a contender, though,
Absolutely.
And your quarterback situation is shaky,
Why?
right?
If you're a contender, I'd rather have anybody else. I'm
asking, give me some names.
Give me Daniel Jones over Russell Wilson right now.
Ooh. Jared Goff, right?
You're saying ill, and the dude threw for 15 yards, and you have this hope.
No, I'm
you
just
think
saying,
he's gonna get better? You think he's gonna get better?
I'm saying, but you're talking about you have longevity with Russ, and
I'm talking about
he
right
does have
now today.
Upside.
I would rather
he does have
play
upside.
I would rather find Daniel Jones. I'd rather go find Daniel Jones. If you're talking about a contender, Russell Wilson does nothing for a contender. What does he do for a contending team besides you hoping he's going to figure it out between now and week 17? What does he do for a contender?
I'm just saying. So to your point, you have the longevity, right? What you want in a quarterback that you're buying for a single first, and you don't have to deal with, the potential downfall of a Daniel Jones who gets benched, loses his job next season. I get it from both aspects, but I don't think a first to pay for a starting quarterback for like the next 4 years is a high price.
I don't give a damn about paying for age and longevity. I'm paying for production, and I don't have to give up a first to get Russ. I'm not doing that. And that's something I would not recommend to anybody. If you want to get him, wait until it hits rock bottom, which it will, because nothing is changing in this offense. They are devoid of running game. The offensive line is putrid. Russell Wilson isn't getting the job done, and Nathaniel Hackett doesn't know what he's doing. What's going to change between now and your championship in week 17? Nothing. Nothing's going to change, man. This is the offense.
Well, we don't know that though, right? The offense has been bad. The running game is bad, which I think.
You want to make a bet it doesn't get better? You want to put it on wax right now?
Okay, so what? You think they're going to put up 15 points a game?
He's a contender.
I think it's a reasonable conversation because he's Russell Wilson. I'm not trying to say that you should go out and trade all your first for Russell Wilson, but I think the combination of what we've seen him do in the past, there is upside to his game. It's just for whatever reason they haven't figured it out yet. It's a new offense, new system.
Was he good at the end of last year?
First of all, he was hurt last year. So let's come on.
Was he good before that? Was he good before that?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. He was good before that. But then he got hurt.
Whose advice do y'all want? Do you want to go trade your first for Russell Wilson right now?
I'm just saying, if he figures it out and is serviceable, you can't be surprised because he's Russell Wilson. You can't say nothing's going to change because something might change.
Nothing's going to change.
Okay, you think nothing's going to change? I think something may change, and he could be better down the stretch.
Pacheco bet he does not finish inside the top 15 as a quarterback. And if you're talking about a contender, you need a top 15 quarterback
from today now.
Correct.
Okay, sure, I'll take that bet.
Cool. Give me my case, and I don't want any fucking around either. Once it happens, I want immediate payment. All right.
All right.
I'm not giving
I
you
got
6
you.
months to give me a case.
So
of
wait,
Topo Chico.
what's the bet though? Is it
We
through the
already made it.
playoffs?
No.
Is it through the playoffs or is it just to the regular season for fantasy?
I don't. However long
So
you want to do it, nothing's changing.
Okay, through week 17 then.
There it is. All right. What's next?
So the other one is, okay, this is actually a funny story. Deshaun Jackson signing to Baltimore. Rashad Bateman tweeting out LOL moments after. What does that mean for the Baltimore Ravens? Because we have a receiving core that is terrible. Rashad Bateman's supposed to be the savior. Someone told you that he wasn't going to be the savior. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Some things I get right, some things I get wrong. But I do think they need him, though. They need Rashad Bateman. He just doesn't get the volume. We'll see what happens there. But is Deshaun Jackson really saving this offense? Is Lamar the problem? Do you think what you've seen from Lamar, that he is doing a good job to deliver the ball, or is it the offensive line? Mark Andrews obviously is doing everything he can to save this team.
I did not.
You didn't see that tweet?
The LOL. No, I did not see that.
Oh man, it's getting spicy in Baltimore. So you have Duvernay playing well for what we expected of him. Mark Andrews doing his thing. Lamar. Yeah, he's kind of, he's not, he had a couple good plays, but he's not quite MVP Lamar right now. And then so you bring in Jackson, hopefully reinvigorate the deep ball a little bit. Bateman hasn't been healthy. They need him on the field, obviously. But this offense hasn't been good with or without Bateman. Lamar's been fine. They obviously still, again, devoid of weapons. So who's to blame? Is it the coaching staff? Is it Lamar Jackson? They're bringing in people. He hasn't been playing his best. And so I think that's a fair criticism of Lamar. But I don't think that Deshaun Jackson is going to necessarily make this offense much better either.
This is the Ravens, man. Who are they? Just at some point, go get a dude, man. I'm praying they draft Quentin Johnston. I'm praying, Jay. They
got Bateman. He's supposed to be the guy.
He hadn't even been playing, right? He was fine when he's out there, but he's hurt.
Yeah.
And who else do they have? Demarcus Robinson, Devin
Duvernay, James Prochet. Come on, we know the names.
I can assure you this. There ain't a defensive coordinator staying up at night worried about Devin Duvernay. Not one.
No.
Not one.
But, he's
Demarcus
not
Robinson.
Night, but you got to pay attention to him.
Let's go sign 35-year-old Deshaun Jackson. Let's go bring him in, right? And Kenyon Drake in the backfield. J.K. Dobbins. If I'm Lamar, I'd want to go. If I'm Lamar, I want to go. You look at what Philly's done around Hurts, and then you look at what Baltimore's done. Lamar's just being asked to just go get it done. And he hasn't been playing his best either, but damn, dog.
Yeah, but this has been one of the biggest problems with the Ravens. Is it's literally been Lamar or bust for 3 years. Doesn't matter the personnel, doesn't matter how they play, doesn't matter who they bring in. It's literally just Lamar, go win us the game or lose it. And it's kind of all on him. And I don't know what that's going to mean for the contract negotiation, but it's been bad for Lamar this season. They're losing close games, some late turnovers when he's trying to go win a game. It's tough, man. It's tough for Lamar right now. And I don't know how it's going to get better for him. We talk about Russell Wilson and how it can't get better for him. Lamar, he can play better, but I don't know if the situation is going to be much better for Lamar going forward.
Somebody said, should the Ravens trade for DJ Moore? It'd be nice.
If they could.
If they could. I don't know if they can, but yeah, get him somebody, man. Right? Get him some more help. Something. I'm not asking for the world, but damn, just something other than Deshaun Jackson and Kenyon Drake. That's what he's working with, man.
Yeah, Jeff Math is asking about, is Fuller available? Ray, I'm not sure if you saw this in the offseason, but apparently Fuller doesn't want to play in the cold. So Hey, man, Will Fuller still, when he's on the field, he's fast. He goes deep.
It's just like hanging on to fantasy production from 3 years ago. Maybe Russ can get it together. Maybe Will Fuller can come back. They were good 5 years ago. Maybe they can be good this. No, man. Go trade for DJ Moore. Go get DJ Moore. What other young receivers on the block? Is there any other one?
No.
Okay.
Well, okay, so you want to talk about a couple. Kendrick Bourne, right, is apparently on the block. Mike Gesicki apparently is on the block. I didn't know that till today. And then Kadarius Toney. Apparently people keeping tabs on Kadarius Toney, but they want to know more about what his situation is, not so much necessarily trading for him and what's going on with him. And then Chase is saying Gus Edwards will help the run game when he gets back. I don't think the run game is the problem. We saw Kenyon Drake just go off for 100 yards last game. I think the run game is fine. Doesn't matter who they put in there. They're going to continue to produce.
What about Claypool?
I still don't like Claypool. I still don't think he's that good.
Would he be a better option than Demarcus Robinson, Deshaun Jackson?
Yeah, Yeah. So where I think Claypool would be really good, honestly, is that he has been playing the slot this season. So if you did put him in the slot where he's a little bit more comfortable than he has been in years past, he could do things. Obviously, still stretch the field. He's got like what 4.3 wheels. He's huge. He doesn't have the best ball tracking ability, but you never know. I think he's still an upgrade, right? But I think he does a lot of the things that Duvernay does. Duvernay, he's kind of like a bigger version of what Duvernay does in that offense right now, running the jet sweeps and going deep.
Pello said Pitt ain't trading within the division. That's probably a good point. But
I feel that they're really petty that way. You just know it. You just know it.
Oh, Kenny Golladay. Oh my gosh.
Kenny G, baby.
Just draft Quentin Johnston. Just draft him next year. Get Johnston, get Boutte, get one of those guys. Let's move on, man. It hurts my heart. It just, damn, man. That's all I can say is damn.
Marquise Brown, not a Liz Frank injury, right?
Is that confirmed?
Yeah. It's supposed to be out 6 weeks. Is what his injury is. It's supposed to be out 6 weeks, which isn't great. Basically takes you all the way to the fantasy playoffs if he comes back healthy, which is the bigger concern.
Right.
But what would you do with Marquise Brown right now, Ray? Because like I said, he's pretty much out to the playoffs. So that tanks, this part of the season. And redraft, I think you try and trade him because if he does come back, you don't know if he's going to be even healthy and playing well and all those kinds of things. But long term, he doesn't have an extension, right? So next year he's playing on his 5th-year option. I assume they'll extend him, but it doesn't help him get a big bag when he's injured, right?
Right.
So Hopkins will be back, assuming he'll be back next year as well. Where are you at with Marquise Brown right now? We liked what we saw, but what do you think is going to happen going forward?
I like him. I think for especially teams that are not contending and you need to clear points off your roster to get a better draft pick, you don't really care that if he's out for the whole season, part of the season. I'm good. I'm comfortable trading for him. I do think he's going to get paid by Arizona. Maybe it's not the biggest bag, but I think he put enough on film early this season to say that we can build around this guy. DeAndre Hopkins is on the wrong side of 30 or about to be on the wrong side of 30. I still have question marks if he's the same nuke. I think in our minds, we're still thinking this is DeAndre Hopkins of Houston when even prior to his injury last year, he wasn't very good. Statistically, he was not a very good wide receiver. And now you're talking about a guy who used PEDs, didn't use them, whatever the case may be, but has missed 6 games coming into an offense. It's high volume. And there are a couple of Arizona beat reporters that, a lot of the fantasy space was like, oh, they're just going to kick Hopkins into the slot. And I'm looking at a lot of beat reporters from Arizona saying that Arizona doesn't trust Rondale or Dortch on the outside as X. Yeah. So they're just going to stick Makes DeAndre sense. At the X and leave Rondale where he was. But I would be buying Hollywood Brown. I'm fine. I'm comfortable with it. It's not as serious as it was. I get points off my roster if I'm a non-contender, and I get a young, talented wide receiver in an offense that's probably just going to throw the ball around with Kyler Murray. He's attached to Kyler, at least for now. So I'm fine, comfortable going out and acquiring Hollywood.
So James is bringing up my pro PD argument for Nuke. So we'll see if that plays out.
What was that? Real quick.
It's the theory, right, that in sports, if you're getting older, you take PEDs, you take your suspension, and you're actually better for it over the long term. Okay. And we have seen that with a couple of athletes, mostly in baseball. But I'm curious to see how it plays out for Hopkins, right? Because maybe it did, really strengthen his body, heal him up, whatever the case may be. But to your point, he wasn't that great last year. He'd only played in 10 games, caught 42 passes, 572 yards, and 8 touchdowns. The thing for me that's interesting is that we're not going to see Nuke with Hollywood, right? So for me, I thought that, to your point, he may fall off a little bit in the target department because Hollywood was playing so good. Why are they going to start giving Hopkins all these targets, and why would start throwing his way? I get he's a great wide receiver, but it doesn't mean that Hollywood's not going to keep continuing to get his same target share or very similar to it. So now we're not going to see that. We're going to see Robbie Anderson there. They traded for him. We didn't even talk about that. Rondale Moore will continue to be in the slot, and then you'll have Hopkins outside. I don't know if we see Robbie this week, maybe in limited action because he did get traded on Monday. But outside of that, I mean, you're looking at Hopkins and you're looking at Moore and then whatever you get out of the backfield from Benjamin.
Here's why I'm not worried about it, man. Arizona's 3rd in the NFL in pass attempts with 252. They throw the ball 42 times a game. Kyler Murray's 5th in the NFL in deep ball attempts. Team pass plays per game, they're number 2 in the NFL. They're number 1 in pace of play. There's going to be enough opportunity and volume to go around in that offense. It's going to be a concentrated target sort of consolidation. It's going to be Zach Ertz, Rondale Moore, DeAndre Hopkins. Yeah. Rondale Moore's played 99% of snaps. He ran around on 46 of 47 dropbacks. We're starting to see him get involved a little more downfield, a tad bit more downfield. So I think just based on what they've done since Rondale came back, I think he's going to be okay, right? I do still think it's a lot of Nuke, a lot of Zach Ertz. And make sure y'all check out the Rondale Moore film session, man. I dropped this on the channel yesterday. His Week 6 performance versus Seattle, and then you can see there was a lot of meat left on the bone. Some by Kyler, some by Rondale Moore. On the play that's right here, it was just a piss poor throw from Kyler Murray. But make sure you tap into that on the channel. But what else we got, Jay?
What is it? So the other story that we haven't really talked about at all, but Ray, is there hope for Cam Akers if he gets traded? Because he's not playing for the Rams. We don't really know, actually. Have you seen an official kind of report or anything rumored as to what actually happened between the Rams and Cam Akers? Obviously, he hasn't been performing very well, and there's all these issues as to his split versus Darrell Henderson, and now all of a sudden last week he got benched. Did not play, healthy scratch. He's on the trade block. Do you think that there's an opportunity for him if he does get traded, and where would you want to see him go?
I don't know where he would go, but he's a 23-year-old running back. I don't think anybody was saying anything about his explosiveness or anything about his Achilles. I think there was some other shit going on back there in LA, in my opinion. He never looked done to me when he would rip off those little 13-yard runs. We're like, oh, he looks explosive. He looks fine. I think there was some other shit going on. I saw him miss multiple blitz pickups in pass pro. I saw him drop passes. I saw him just look like he wasn't trying very hard. I think there was some other shit going on behind the scenes with Akers. Can he rehabilitate his career? He's a running back, man. He's a young cat. So I think so. Am I banking on that? Am I counting on that? Am I holding on for that to happen? No, but I don't think he's just cooked. I don't.
So if he gets traded and you have him on your roster, you've been holding him through the injury, comes back, still doesn't look good, would you trade him for a 23-second?
No. Not giving up any second rounder for him. No.
No, trade him away. Trade him away.
Oh, yeah.
Unload him. Get him off the roster,
absolutely,
right?
Absolutely. 23 seconds, yes.
So has to be a second. Obviously, a third's not enough. But if he gets traded, you'd unload him right away, let that value go up a little bit, and then you don't care what he does after that. Okay. I was thinking the same thing, right?
Yeah.
I don't know why you keep him on your roster at this point. You wait for him to get traded, hopefully, and then you ship him off to whoever's willing to take him on. Carson Wentz injured his finger, fractured it on Thursday Night Football. Kind of a lost story within Sunday night. Obviously, everything going down on Sunday. Yep. But he's out 4 to 6 weeks. Taylor Heineke will start in his place. Apparently, Ron Rivera made no consideration to Sam Howell starting. So thank you for putting that out into the universe, Ron Rivera. You are just roasting your quarterbacks week after week, and not great as far as I'm concerned for Sam Howell. But we'll see what happens. Taylor Heineke, low ceiling quarterback. He can run. Would you trade for him in best ball leagues? He plays the Packers this week. The Packers are pretty bad. No, so he might have an opportunity. No way. You don't want Taylor Heineke for 6 weeks? He'll maybe take you to the playoffs?
Man, maybe? if you got to resort to that at this point, it's probably just not good. Like if you're resorting to Taylor Heineke to get you there to the promised land, it's probably not good. And here's the thing. I think we all want to see the rookies play because they're rookies, right? We still think about Sam Howell at North Carolina and, oh, man, he can run. He's good. But the reality is, man, these cats ain't ready. You know what I'm saying? Like, these cats just aren't ready. And when you really think about how bad some of these quarterbacks, how bad Mariota's been, only throwing the ball 8 times a game, right? How bad Carson Wentz looked, and there was no threat or shot of Ritter time or Malik Willis time or Sam Howell time. Like, their time is just going to be parked their asses on the bench. It's almost reminiscent of Mike Zimmer's evaluation and assessment of Kellen Mond, right? I see him every day in practice. We're not new. We're going to play Taylor Heineke, and it's not even a debate. Hopefully he gets a shot at some point. And I do think if Wentz is out, let's just say for the season, right? Let's say he's out, and Heineke just shits the bed. Just terrible. Then at that point, the season's over. You've got nothing to lose. You might as well let the young guy play. But there was no, he wasn't going to jump Taylor Heineke. The dude started all last year. Like, why was he just going to jump Taylor Heineke? That wasn't going to happen. You know, they still think they're in it. They still think they can win it, Jay. They still think they're in it. We're right there.
They do. Hey, man, they won this Denver week. I think they're 2-4
You and
now?
Melvin Gordon just got hope that it's going to turn around. There's still time to get it together. You and Melvin Gordon, 2 peas in a pod.
Yes, sir.
All right, what else we got?
So, Ray, let's talk about a quarterback who is a rookie and is performing. You know what's funny, Ray? Everyone under the sun wants to talk about Bailey Zappe. Monday morning, you came out here on the show before anybody had their shows out there, and you said to me, Jordan, is there a quarterback controversy in New England?
I said it.
And I said, yes, there is. And all week now, everyone's talking about Bailey Zappe versus Mac Jones. And I'm excited, man. I am so happy that it's not just us who believe this, not just the football people that believe this. Albert Breer was actually on Dan Patrick's show yesterday talking about Mac Jones versus Bailey Zappe, right? And his whole point was there's friction between Mac Jones. There's friction about the injury. There's friction about Mac wanting to, apparently he's a why guy, right? He used this kind of analogy. Every time someone says something, he asks why?
Sounds like my son.
Bailey Zappe, and what does Bailey Zappe do? He says, I don't give a shit. You tell me where to throw the ball, I'll throw it there, right? And so it's interesting to see this play out because you wrote in our notes talking about how Mac struggled the year. Now, did he struggle or is he not executing the offense the way that the Patriots wanted to execute the offense? He's a Josh McDaniels guy, obviously learned from Josh McDaniels, where Bailey Zappe has only learned this new system, whatever the system is that we want to call it. And apparently there is some friction there between the organization and Mac Jones. And obviously with Bailey Zappe playing so well, should he be the starter going forward, even if Mac is healthy?
I'm just going to say this, man. And I'm looking at the chat, and I'm so disappointed in the Wake Up family. Y'all know I love you. But every damn last one of yous saying Bailey Zappe should start over Mac Jones, you're out of your damn mind. You are absolutely cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Insanity. No. This is about as egregious as Cooper Rush should be starting over Dak Prescott. Cut it out. So far, the Patriots offense with Bailey Zappe. Zappe's ADOT is 6.7. He has 0 big-time throw percentages. Turnover-worthy plays, 1.2, which is good, percent. 31.6% of Bailey Zappe's passes come on play action, which is great. 18.4% of his passes are screens, and 8.6% of his passes are deep ball attempts. Mac Jones, ADOT, 10.4. 5.8% big-time throws. He's got 5.1 turnover-worthy plays, which is not good. Only 10% of his passes have come from play action. Only 6% of his passes are screens, and he's got a 20.6 deep ball percentage. What has happened is New England's figured out they need to run the damn ball. They need to establish a running game and make things easy for your quarterback. When you have a solid running game, you utilize play action to your advantage. You freeze linebackers. You make safeties think, second guess, and it creates throwing windows for you. They were not doing that with Mac Jones. This isn't Ray making this up. This is legitimate. Almost 3 times as many play action attempts for Bailey Zappe. He's still not putting the ball downfield. Anybody that thinks that the best position in football is backup quarterback. Everybody loves the backup quarterback. Everybody.
Yes,
until the backup quarterback goes out there against Philadelphia and you realize, oh shit, he really can't throw the ball. This is madness. There's a reason why Bailey Zappe was the 3rd string quarterback coming into the season, and it seems like the offense has figured out how they need to operate, whereas at the beginning of the season, they had no clue what they were doing. No clue. Everybody out there saying Bailey Zappe over Mac Jones, this is asinine. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. You really should. You really,
okay,
and I love y'all. Family can talk bad, it's all love, but y'all should be ashamed of yourselves, straight up.
But do you think they should bench Bailey Zappe if Mac is like? The problem is Mac wants to fight through this injury.
If Mac
right?
is healthy, Mac needs to play.
But he wants to go Dak Prescott. He wants to go hero ball.
Right.
Oh, my finger's kind of ready. I can throw the ball. Mac, dude, you got to be able to move in the pocket. Like, that's just the reality. To play quarterback, you have to be able to move in the pocket. He's got a high ankle sprain. He wants to play this week against the Bears of all teams. Like, I don't care if he plays against the Bears. They should be able to beat the Bears without him. And then he comes back healthy after that. So I think that's part of the problem is that if he plays well against the Bears, adequate defense, actually pretty good defense statistically, but beating the Browns, people who don't understand, the Browns defense is not good. It is terrible this season. So it's not a big feat to beat them. 300 yards was good. And Tyquan Thornton getting involved is definitely encouraging. But in my opinion, like you said, right, Mac should be starting, but I don't think he should start until he's actually healthy, right? That's the problem. Mac wants to fight through this injury, and I don't want him to do that because there's no point. You're winning games.
Listen, if you watch prior to last Sunday's game, they showed Mac Jones walking on the field. He's limping around, man. He's not ready to move around. He's practicing in limited duty. I guess they'll shoot his leg up with something so he doesn't feel it. If he's not ready to play, there's no need to rush him back, right? None. There's no need to rush him back. Bailey Zappe's doing exactly what they're holding the ship afloat. They're doing their job as the backup quarterback. And James said, Ray, I get the stats, but tell me the film. He doesn't look. The film looked like New England didn't know what they were doing. That's what this is telling you. 10% of his plays came on play action. Bailey Zappe's running play action 3 times more than Mac Jones did, and that matters. He's throwing almost double the amount of screen plays as Mac Jones. Mac still was pushing the ball downfield more. It seems like the offense is with a younger quarterback. You know what they do? We're not going to put him in bad situations. We're going to make things easy for him. We're going to run the ball. We'll give him play action. We'll give him some screens. That's what he's doing. There's no way Bailey Zappe with a healthy Mac Jones should be starting over him. This is wild. This is wild. And I love y'all. Y'all know I do. Y'all are insane.
Yeah, and then the last point, right, is just to mention this. Dolphins, Steelers, Ravens is who Mac Jones faced, right? Versus Bailey Zappe, who faced Green Bay, who we now know isn't a very good defense. The Lions, who we know are the worst defense in the league. And the Browns, who are like the 3rd worst defense in the league, right? So this week he does have the Bears.
What are we
Monday
talking
night.
about?
We'll see if he plays well. Maybe he'll earn a few more snaps. I do want to see more of Bailey Zappe, but to your point, over the long term, it should still be Mac Jones. But I think Zappe has played really well. Say what you want about all this stuff. He's played very well.
This is not a knock on Bailey Zappe. This is not a knock on Zappe at all. Not a knock on Zappe. This is a nice story. But when Mac is back, Mac has got that job. Let's just get to that. Let's get to that. All right, Jay. Any other newsworthy topics and items of controversy that we need to discuss? Us and the family talk it out.
I think not unless anyone has anything to talk about. But yeah, I'm ready for some dynasty trades, baby.
All right, let me get this pulled up because there was some foolishness that happened in a couple of our patron leagues last night with those old 4D chess guys. We ain't gonna bring it up. We'll keep that in-house.
We need to ban 4D trades.
We'll keep that in-house. We'll keep that in-house. But let's pull up some dynasty trades real quick, man, and make sure, Jay, before we get out of here, you make me hit the super chats because we had 2 super chats from last show that I didn't get to that I want to make sure I answer before we get out of here today. So let's pull up let's make sure I share the right screen. Okay, that's player profiler. Shout out Matt Kelly. Here we go. Let's pull up some trades. Let's make this a little bigger because I can't see, Jay. Oh, God. What have I done?
Are you messing with the Discord again? Sounds like Ray G to me.
All right, here we go. Let's look at this one. I see John. All right, what do we have right here, Jay? We've got one side receiving Drake London and a 23 first, sending away Jonathan Taylor and a 23 second. So for some, top 10 dynasty wide receiver, first round pick, we'll project it mid to late, JT and a 23 second. What say you, Jay? And what's interesting is there are a lot of conversations that happen privately in the old Destination Devy Discord that if you're not a member of the Heisman chat, you're probably not up to speed with all the strategy that we're talking about right here. So I'm more interested to hear what the people think about this one, and I bet you everybody's on the JT side. What do we got? Yeah,
this is... man, I hate Scott so much. He makes me think about things differently. And I'm just like, in what world would I ever trade Jonathan Taylor for Drake London in a first? But it just makes sense. And it's a good,
London in the first.
Savvy trade. And I hate to say that, but it is. You want the London side because it's going to be better for you long-term, and JT's value is probably not going up anytime soon. So it's weird, man. I don't know why this is where we are in Dynasty land, but that's the answer.
Okay.
Breece Hall is RB1, JT RB2. And
Family,
Drake
where y'all
London is
at?
probably a top 10 wide receiver right now.
Where y'all at with JT, fam? I'm talking to the Wake Up crew, Jay in the chat. Where y'all at with
Chris,
JT?
2 to 3 year window, same. Doesn't matter. I'm still taking the other side.
Chris said that. Yeah, let me know where y'all are at with Jonathan Taylor. I like this deal for Spacebound. That's our boy Dalton. I want the London and first side. I like that. All right, Jay. Let's see what else we got in here. Big boy trade. Read it out to the people, Jay. What we got? I'm all in the way. My bad. You know I wear glasses, man. I got astigmatism.
We got Chris Godwin and Breece Hall for not one, not two, but three
Ooh-wee.
first-round picks and a third-round pick. So, Ray, what is the value of Breece Hall, and what side do you want? We just talked about trading away Jonathan Taylor for a singular first, maybe a little bit more. But we've talked about that and what that could mean for your dynasty rosters. Obviously, we saw him get traded for Drake London in the first, obviously gave a second back, but trading away Breece Hall today, the RB1, if you can get 3 firsts, you'd have to throw in Chris Godwin, right? That is a big factor here. But which side of this trade do you want? Do you want Chris Godwin and Breece Hall, or 3 first-round picks in 2023?
I'm not trading 3 first-round picks for any running back. None. Ever again in Dynasty. Not happening. So 2 firsts for Breece Hall. Let's say that. And then a first and a third for Chris Godwin. Give me the picks. Give me the picks.
Okay.
Give me the picks.
Okay.
Give me the picks. Edward said Hall and Godwin. Take Breece all day. That deal makes even more sense. Picks. Chris said, give me the picks. Where are you at? For me, it's easy. I want the 3 first and the third. I'm not trading 3 first-round picks for any running back in Dynasty. Ever. Jay. My ceiling is 2 first. If you don't want 2 first, we're good. I'm not giving you 3 first-round picks for any running back. Absolutely not. No fucking way.
So this is tough for me because I'm kind of with you. I do like the pick side. And part of it is because I don't really like Chris Godwin's outlook. We've been talking about forever, and I've talked about it a lot, how I wanted to see him on another team because Brady's going to retire. And now it's looking with how bad he's playing and how bad the team's playing, he's probably going to retire after this season. But getting Breece Hall, the problem is like, how much more value can you get from him? And you're not going to cash out. If you trade 3 firsts for Breece Hall, and yes, you're getting Chris Godwin back, you're not going to trade Breece Hall when his value peaks to 3 firsts later on. You're just not going to do that. And I think that's the problem with this trade is like, you're just trading so much draft capital, and it doesn't even matter how much draft capital you have, because how much more could you possibly have in the league? Trading all that just to get Breece Hall and Chris Godwin, it's just not worth it to me. I think I would take the first.
And I want to make this point because Josh said something that I believe a lot of people believe. And you know what? He might actually be right. Josh said, I don't believe you get better players with those picks. That only comes to fruition if you actually use the picks to select the players. The beauty of the pick is it's a liquid asset that's only going to accrue value in the next 6 months, right? Once the combine happens, the Senior Bowl, we get clarity that they're going to be 2 first-round running backs, 5 first-round quarterbacks. You don't have to make the picks, right? You can trade one of those first and a third to go get you a proven player. That first-round pick that somebody believes Jordan Addison is the second coming of Justin Jefferson, you might be able to move that pick for a T. Higgins when the time is right. Now, I know a lot of times you'll never be able to do that. Bullshit. Once these landing spots hit and your favorite collegiate prospect lands on the Kansas City Chiefs, lands on the Arizona Cardinals, Bijan gets drafted by the Dallas Cowboys, those picks have so much more value that you don't even have to make the pick. I want the asset that's only going to accrue value with time. You may not get better players, but I promise you those values will go up and you don't have to make the pick. Like, you don't have to make it. And I'm going to assume if this man is trading for 3 first, he probably already has his. So that's 4. He's controlling the draft board. So you don't have to make those picks, right? So it's rookie fever is a hell of a drug. So much value with this. Give me the picks over Breece Hall. All right, let's get a couple of more in here, Jay. Where do we want to go? Oh, okay. Oh, boy. 7 goat rings. All right, goat rings. Let's talk about this one, Jay. What do we have? Oh, goat rings here at the bottom. He traded away Mac Jones, Bailey Zappe. So there goes the Mac Jones, Bailey Zappe. A 23 first, a 23 second, the fraudulent TJ Hawkinson, and Javonte Williams. And he got back JT, Matthew Stafford, and Allen Robinson, Zach Ertz. This is definitely a win now move. What side of the trade ledger do you fall on, Jay, for our man 7 goat rings in the chat? I can't hear you. Are you on mute? We cannot hear you. Okay. I'm going to say this seems like this is a win now move. Ertz, top 5 tight end rest of the way. JT comes back. He's JT. Stafford and A-Rob, they're going to play. So there's that. Mack and Bailey not going to help you win anything. Javonta not helping you win anything. Hawkinson, fraudulent tight end. I like it. I like the deal. And he got two third round picks back in 23. So you've got for sure starters in Ertz, Stafford, Robinson, JT. I like it. This is a win now move from Goat Ring. So I like it, man. I like it. Now I can hear you now. I can hear you.
You can hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I don't know what the hell was going on, but my mic was just like messed up. But I can't see anything though. So that's gonna be fun for me for the rest of the show. Guide the show, Ray. Take me to the promised land.
Yeah, I'll do it without you. I'll finish this thing out. Let's see, what else do we have? One more deal here. Let's find a good one. Sky Moore for Antonio Gibson.
Give me Sky Moore. Wow.
Sky Moore.
Yeah, not close.
Yeah, Sky Moore. Here's one, Jay. Rashad Bateman or Elijah Moore in a 23-second.
Ugh, I think it's Bateman, though. Like, I believe in what Bateman can be in that offense. Elijah Moore is a tough buy. And, Ray, I do want your thoughts on that situation, right? Because it seems so bad. Like, you talk about Russell Wilson, where's the upside? Like, when is it going to get better for Elijah Moore?
Ooh. Let's talk about this one real quick. Would you give up a 23 first and a 24 second for Justin Fields? Superflex, 12 team.
First.
23 first and a 24 second for. This is the highest
I don't know, but I'm
this
liking
the highest
that.
I've seen him move for.
I'm liking that price tag. I don't know if I would make it myself, but he's getting better every week. Like, he really is. I don't know if I could do it though. I think if I had Justin Fields right now, I think I would happily cash out for a first and second if I maybe didn't need the quarterback depth.
See, this is what you call a massacre. This is a massacre. Can you not? You can't see this, can you?
I can't see anything, bro.
Can you see me? Can you see anything?
I can see you, yeah.
I'll show you after the screen?
I'll show you after the show what I'm dealing with.
Jesus Christ, man. All right, listen to this trade. All right, one side. This is one side got 2 late 23 first, Jay. Okay. Khalil Shakir, Kyron Williams, Wondell Robinson, and Rashad White. All right.
Okay.
All right. 2 first, bunch of rookies.
Yeah.
The other side got a 23 second, Breece Hall, and Travis Etienne.
Holy hell. Really?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Give me Travis Etienne and Breece Hall
Yes.
all day. All
This
day.
is wild.
Not even close. Not even close.
Etienne, this is what
That's
you call
a savvy move, man.
This is what you call giving away 2 kind of good assets, right, in your 23 first, and then a bunch of shit, and it just looks good, right? A bunch of hope.
Yeah.
Man, Rashad White could be the starter. Man, Wondell sure looked good last week. Khalil Shakir is coming along for Buffalo. He's going to be their wide receiver 8. Kyron Williams, Cam Akers is gone. Kyron Williams is going to be the starter. I'll give you all of that for your Breece Hall and Etienne. I'll give you all these hope players and give me Travis Etienne and Breece. This is why I'm not trading 3 firsts for a running back, because I could do this. I would do this deal 1,000,000 times out of 1,000,000 over the last Breece Hall trade.
We'll see if you get it right in the league. We'll see if you get it.
This is nuts.
But you want to talk about hope? Talk about hope and getting a trade like that in your inbox is really where we're at with that.
Yeah,
but it reminds me of when you trade an entire draft class to somebody for players, knowing that third and that fourth really aren't worth anything.
This is why I love to Wake Up Family. Ryan said it right here. Don't black out that man's name. He deserves the shame. From now on, if y'all black out people's names, I'm not even going to show it. Let them get shamed publicly. They need to know. They need to feel the pain that this is just absolute garbage. What a bad trade. What a bad trade. All right, last one, Jay, and then we'll get out of here. Wow. Look, MFL trades. Just can't even read them.
Yuck.
Can't even read them. Don't even know how to read them. I'm just stumped.
I'm MFL illiterate.
Yeah, MFL. Berserker's my guy, but good Lord. Let me try to read this one. Gave up a 23 first for Justin Fields. So just a 23 first for Fields. Would you do that?
Probably not. I feel like Fields is a guy I consider maybe buying for 2 seconds, but a first is probably a little rich for me.
Oh, God. This is the last one. What is this mess? We got Stephon Diggs, Nick Chubb, Deontay Johnson, and Brandon Ayuk. All right, Jay, can you still not see this?
I can't see it.
Okay, so you get to hear it's like old times where you just listen to radio and you got to imagine.
Yeah.
So imagine an offense. Let me set the offense up for you, right?
Okay.
You look in the backfield, and there he is standing up, number 24, Nick Chubb. You look to the left at your X, you see number 14, Stephon Diggs. You look to your right at the Z. We know we're not going to throw it to him, but you got Brandon Ayuk as the Z.
And then you throw 2 touchdowns. Come on.
Then you throw Deontay Johnson in at the slot, right? That's a nice offense, right?
That's very good. That's productive right there.
Let me tell you what you gave up in order to get this offense. Close your eyes. Imagine the backfield. And instead of number 24, I don't know what number he is, but it's Jerome Ford. And then instead of Stephon Diggs on the left, it's KJ Osborne. Ah, yes, good old KJ Osborne. Then you gave up a 23 first. I like it, right? You gave up a 24 first, okay? And you gave up a 25 first.
Oh, perfect.
And a 25 second to get that backfield of Nick Chubb, Stephon Diggs, Deontay Johnson, and Brandon Ayuk. How awful is this trade? And once again, the name is blacked out. I'm very upset. Is this?
I'm pretty upset because, right, I don't know if you know this, but I'm a very big Cade Klubnik fan. So knowing that I am going to win fantasy titles for the next 2 years and not get the chance to draft Cade Klubnik is very, very upsetting for me. But I will happily take the money and take the titles if it means I do not get the opportunity to draft Clemson's starting quarterback, Cade Klubnik, in 2025.
Did you, one more time, dude, did you honestly hear what I said? Stephon Diggs, Nick Chubb, Deontay Johnson, and Brandon Ayuk for 3 first, not even in one class.
Yeah.
A 25 first value today is probably like, what?
A third or a second
mid
at best.
23 second, late 23 second.
I usually tear it down by a round every year. If it's a 25, it's like basically the equivalent to a third round pick.
I think a late 23 second at best.
Yeah.
Right now, at best, right?
Yeah.
A 24 first, okay. A 23 first, Jerome Ford and KJ Osborne. This might be Mike and Adam. This might be Mike and Adam from 4D Chess colluding.
Yeah, Mike bending over Adam.
This is
on another trade.
This might be the 4D chess trade we were talking about. Just awful. All right.
Yep.
All right, let's get to some super chats before we get out of here.
Super chats?
Let's get to some super chats. Rico said, has an APB put out for Isaiah Spiller? Oh, Isaiah Spiller is back from the dead, baby. Now that John Kelly is out. Did you read the athletic report? They said he was hurt.
No, I didn't.
He was hurt. He's been dealing with an ankle injury since training camp.
Well, still? I thought
they said it wasn't serious, but apparently, like he said, like I was hurt. So
yeah. Well, you're scratched, so hopefully you're hurt. Because if not, then
Sony
there's a big problem here.
Josh Kelly's out. Hopefully we get some Spiller time. He's freaking back, baby. Never a doubt. Never a doubt on Isaiah Spiller. All right, we got 2 super chats from yesterday. I want to pull up real quick before we get out of here, Jay. Let me find them because we can't let people's good money go to waste. Here we go. I'm sorry I didn't get to y'all yesterday. I'm sorry. Here we go. Love the show. Keep up the great content. 1 QB league. Should I trade 223 first for Cooper Kupp? Single quarterback league.
A single quarterback league.
223 first or Cooper Kupp. It's a good trade.
I don't think I could do it.
Here's what more are you getting?
Tough.
You're not getting 3 firsts for Cooper Kupp.
No, but you're trading away the 2 firsts for Cooper Kupp.
So
are you making that move?
You're saying you wouldn't give up 2 firsts for Cooper Kupp?
I don't think I'd want to do that. I think I'd look somewhere else. 2 firsts, I get it. Yeah. It's probably what he's worth. It's probably a fair trade.
Don't go chasing waterfalls,
I just don't know if I could do it, though.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could do that.
Not in a single quarterback league. Those are valuable, man, because we're not even going to worry about any of the quarterbacks in 23. It's just going to be loaded.
Well, that's why they're a little bit less valuable, right? Like in some ways, because the class won't be as top heavy. But and again, you don't need wide receivers in this class. If you need running backs, you want those picks. But trading it for a wide receiver doesn't seem like the right move necessarily.
Okay. I'd rather go see if I can find a different wide receiver that I don't have to give up 2 firsts for.
A little cheaper, right?
Yeah, a little cheaper. I would like to do that. All right, here we go. Have a super chat from Travis. He's a contender. He's got Dalvin Cook, Alvin Kamara, Joe Mixon, Najee Harris, J.K. Dobbins, all the running backs of 2020 past, right?
Yeah.
It's a half point per carry, full PPR. Do you trade Joe Mixon in an early 23 second for Etienne and a 24 first?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think you can do that.
Yes.
I'm fine with that. Etienne's
Even
looked
though I
actually
like
really
Mixon.
well.
I don't agree with all the hate Mixon's been getting. I still like him. He's still a volume-based back. Looks fine to me. But
so that's the question though, right? In a point per carry, is that a move you want to make still? Because Mixon probably will significantly outscore Etienne in a point per carry because he obviously gets 15 every game, right?
Carry. Half point per carry.
Yeah, but I'm saying like a half point per carry. Like
that's
if he has 20 carries, that's 10 points. Etienne's looking at, somewhere around 10, 12 carries. So he's not going to get as many carries. He'll catch passes to the backfield.
That's actually a good point. It's actually a good point, Jay.
So it's close. It's close. Like it's closer than I think it would be in a regular league because you have that point per carry aspect. But if you think Etienne can be at least a 15 carry back, which is probably a lot for him,
that's a lot.
I think it's fine.
That's a lot. I don't think he's.
And I think so. Projecting forward again, Ray, like we're probably taking another running back with that first. So then we're getting another hopefully 12, 15 carry point per carry running back. Then I think you're getting closer to the deal, right?
Normally, I've seen point per carry, not point per carry, but like 0.25 per carry. Half point per carry
is heavy. Those RBs will go early.
Yeah, I'm rocking with Mixon in the 23 second. I still like the 23 seconds, man. Yeah. I'm still rocking with Mixon in the 23. That's a good, Travis, you're my man. Hey, Travis has got a Tennessee shirt on in his picture too. Shout out Hendon Hooker. I think I'm keeping Mixon in the second. What about you? 0.5 per carry. It's close.
I would consider Etienne because I don't mind the quote unquote tear down, right? And getting the youth. I think Etienne he's right there, man. If he just gets a little bit more opportunity, I think he would pretty close to outproducing Mixon.
James said point per carry should be 1 if at all. I mean, half a point per carry is wild.
Zeke is valuable in a half point per carry.
Fuck, man, give me all those cloggers, man. All those plotters. Give me Brian Robinson in a half point per carry.
Yep.
All right. Good show, Jay. Good show. We had some good arguments and dissension early. You still are on board with buying Russell Wilson, you and James. James, go buy all the Russell Wilson you want for your first rounders. Please go do it.
James,
everybody in leagues with Jay Rich,
with you.
Go send them Russell Wilson and get a first back and watch him nut up and not do it. Watch him not do it because that's what he does. At least when I tell y'all to do something, I actually go out there and do it. Unlike Jay Rich, I practice what I preach, but that bet is locked in. So he has to be a top 12 quarterback rest of the way.
Top 15. Don't change the narrative.
12.
You said 15.
I said
Roll
12.
back the tape. Ask the chat. It was top 15.
Bro,
ask them.
I said top 12.
Roll back the tape and ask them. It was 15. Ask them. Chat, let them know. Dynasty Barry, thank you.
I said 15.
Thank you.
I said 15.
Thank you, everyone. 15, 15, 15, 15, 15.
Okay. All right. 15. The bet's good. Shit, okay, I'm wrong. I backed down. Everybody said 15. Let's get out of here, man. Y'all have a great Wednesday. Jay, anything you want to tell the people? What else do we have going on? What is today?
We got NBA prop video coming out today and tomorrow and Friday and every day.
Thank you, George. George said 12. George said 12.
He's the only one who said 12. Come on.
George said 12.
Come on.
Shout out George. Top 12. NBA prop videos.
NFL prop videos, newsletter, subscribe.
Newsletter, Scott Show.
And then Troy and LQ's show is tonight.
Yes.
TL Fantasy Football is tonight, rescheduled from yesterday. So watch that tonight, 7 o'clock Eastern time to 8. Troy King and Laquan Jones going live, talking some Thursday Night Football, talking some starts of the week, some rankings. They're going to go through some of that stuff for us on the channel.
NBA is back. We're going to save the end of the show to talk NBA. We love NBA. Love it. It's my first love. NBA. Love it. So we're going to save some time at the end of the show.
We're working on the NHL props, but right now it's NBA. And one of us swept last night and one of us didn't.
Bro, we went 3-1 as a team. The only play I missed last night was Jason Tatum's threes. But LeBron's points, rebounds, and assists hit. Joel, your plays from Joel hit. Like I only had one wrong. And Tatum hoisted up 8 threes and just bricked them all.
Shout out Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons is bad. I'm so ready. All right. Y'all have a fantastic Wednesday. Man, see, this is the shit I'm talking about, man. We're supposed to be family. Man, we've gone over the time limit, and y'all bring this up? No. Mike
Yankees
Anderson.
versus Astros. Come on, Astros. Let's go.
Let's get out of here. I'm sick of these guys, man. I love y'all, man. We out of this thing. See y'all on Friday. Peace. Thank y'all for watching the Wake Up Show with myself and Jay Rich. If you finished the show and you're still hanging around and have yet to hit the thumbs up button or subscribe to the channel, do that right now and turn them alerts on while you're at it. If you want more exclusive access to me, Jay Rich, the entire Destination Devy team, patreon.com/allgas gives you that access. Make sure you subscribe to the newsletter for free 99 content. And if you want to get in on that action, use the promo code WAKEUP over on PrizePicks for a 100% deposit match up to $100 for first-time users, and a brand new show dropping on the Mojo YouTube channel. Myself and Jay Rich will be talking about these players and their value from a stock market perspective every single week this fall over on Mojo. It's all gas all the time. Love y'all. I'm out of this thing. Peace.